All right, so for today, this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do, this is just her reading class. So I ended up not doing the whole class 1, class 2, in the sense of this just takes place in reading. So this will pop up. So I pop up. Okay, anyway, it'll be for today, which is the 11th. There it goes. Wednesday, and the 12th, which is a Thursday. So the Wednesday, that's a red day. This is a white day, the 12th. Okay, so if you miss those days, you're going to want to do this one. So make sure you do this because it is for reading. So because Mrs. Othat did not do this one, it's not the class 1, class 2. You're doing this in reading. Okay. All right. So what you're going to end up doing today, what we did is we read a mentor text. But before we read the mentor text, you can do this on a separate sheet of paper, is we went into our notebooks, and it's actually on page 4, but I don't want to show you that quite yet. So you're going to want to do this on a separate sheet of paper. And what we're going to do is I want you to brainstorm a little bit for me first before you do your writing. And before we read the mentor text as well. But you can do this, and you can actually put page 4 if you want to, because that's going to go on page 4 when you get back to school. You're going to draw a line down the side like this, because that's going to have like brainstorm on this side. So this will be like brainstorming. And then this part over here will be your actual writing, okay? And then on this side, I want you to write easy. And then skip down like maybe halfway down and write the word hard. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take like 2-3-ish minutes, and I want you to brainstorm things that are easy to you and things that are hard to you. This does not have to be school stuff. It could just be life in general, like outside of whatever that may look for you. So for instance, I could say that, and I know this is a school thing, but like teaching is easy to me. Okay, it comes easy to me. It's pretty easy in the sense of whatever. I don't have to work too hard at it. Sports come pretty easy to me because I'm pretty athletic. Other things you can also think about, but things that come easy to you, okay? And then you're also going to brainstorm things that are hard to you. So for me, I'm going to put socializing in a large group. I am an introvert, so that's really hard for me. Something else that might be hard, it's hard for me to relax. Whatever that may mean to you. Over here, math comes easy to me. I love numbers. So anyway, I just want you to brainstorm. So you do that, brainstorm different things. You can pause this video. We're going to do that for about 2-3-ish minutes, just to brainstorm things that are easy and then things that are hard to you. Okay? So go ahead and pause and do that and come back to me and just when you're done doing that. All right, so at this point you should have, hopefully you have more than I do in the sense of like things that are easy, things that are hard. If not, that's okay too. I just want you to brainstorm some things that come easy and hard to you. All right. So the next thing you're going to do is I'm going to have you read an article for me. And you're going to find that article when you go to Reading Writing Course in Schoology. You're going to click on where it says mentor text. And it's the top link right here, no more easy button. And when you open that, it looks like this. And what I want you to do is I want you to read it and I want you to annotate it. Now, if you do not have access to a printer, you're going to have to annotate like maybe on the back of your sheet of paper that you've been writing on. So like this piece of paper that you did your brainstorm, don't write on this side because you're going to do that later. But if you wanted to put like annotations on the back of it, you can do that. So for instance, if you're trying to annotate this because you're not able to print it, what you would do is be like, hey, this is really interesting. So you would like highlight this in the sense of whatever. And so if that's what you wanted to annotate, if you had the actual paper, what you would do is you would write down hard to prepare. So you would write this down and you would just write hard to prepare. Okay, so that would just be your annotation. You're writing things that stand out to you. Okay, so if you don't have access to a printer, you can write it on the back of this piece of paper. If you do have a printer, it would be awesome if you could print this and then you could actually add your annotations onto the actual paper that you have. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to read it. I want you to annotate it. So you have that story in. You're going to go ahead and pause this video and do that, and then you'll come back after you are done. All right, so go ahead and pause and read that story for me. All right, so you should be done with reading that mentor text. And this is the mentor text that I read, and we actually put this in our notebook. So this is right here. We're thinking about No More Easy Button. It's kind of an interesting piece. It's talking about doing hard things, even if, like, I thought something that really stuck out to me is down here at the end saying difficult to easy, in the sense of like having the fresh produce versus the frozen food versus fast food. Like fast food is really quick and easy and it's awesome. So it's just really easy and fast and whatever. But that's the easier option, and it doesn't really leave you feeling very well. So up here it says sluggish. It means you could be kind of unhealthy if you continue to do that. Versus it says difficult. Difficult gives you that more positive, rewarding long term, in the sense of if you are able to go and buy that fresh produce and create those healthy meals, you're going to feel a lot better. And then this last part was interesting too. It says as humans, we're wired to go for the easy button, because a lot of times it's like if it's hard, we don't want to do it. We like easy things. We like the easiest way out, easiest whatever, which is kind of interesting based on what she was saying here on the things that she continues to do because they're just easy, even though she doesn't really think whatever. Okay, so like this one right here. I have heard bad things about how Amazon treats their workers, but I still order at least once a week. So even though she's like, it's kind of hard for me to do that, it's easy. Even though I don't really agree with what's going on, it's easy. I have lots of books I like to read, but instead I watch Netflix. So again, Netflix is easy. You can get story with Netflix, but she has a lot of books she would like to read. Okay, so it's just kind of interesting to see that. This last little part was cool too. It says the struggle between what's good for us and what's convenient, I believe, is the part of human condition. I wrote the word true because I just feel like I agree with that statement. So it's either good for us or convenient. We're always going to lean towards that convenient portion, I feel like, as a whole is what she's saying, is that it's that human condition. Humans are wired to go to the easy button, okay? So with that being the case, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to take the things that you brainstormed on your sheet here, and there's a lot of different routes that you could take. I'm going to have you set a timer for 5 minutes. You're going to write, okay? So what you could write about is maybe you want to write about fast food versus produce versus frozen food. Maybe you want to take that route in the sense of what that mentor text was about. Or maybe you're going to take the route of why are these things easy to you? Are you able to get things out of it? Or why are these things hard for you? Why should you try to do these things every so often, even if they're hard? Because if you go back to that piece, the mentor text, it's like saying, hey, you know what? Doing hard things really brings great rewards. So maybe I should consider trying these things out every once in a while. So socializing in a large group, why would that be important for me to do? Maybe I'm going to write about that. Maybe I'm going to write about the importance of relaxing. How would that help me as a person in life? Like, why would that be helpful to me? Okay. So you're going to write for 5 minutes. So set a timer. You're going to write for 5 minutes, and then you're going to come back after you're done with that. Okay. So go ahead and pause and do that. And then in 5 minutes, come back. All right, so at this point, you hopefully should have something written to the side, in the sense of that you were able to write alongside of whatever it is you did your brainstorming with, or maybe you were writing to the actual mentor text, but you should have some sort of writing that you wrote for about 5-ish minutes on there, okay? This particular piece of paper that you wrote on, hopefully you wrote those brainstorming here and then your actual writing here. You're going to take a picture of that and you're going to send it to me in an email. I also would like for you to take a picture of your annotations that you made, if that was either this or you actually had the printout that you printed with your annotations. You're going to take a picture of that as well and send that to me in an email so I know that you did it. If I don't get those emails, I'm assuming that you did not do it and it's going to go in as missing. Okay? So make sure you send those to me. Then the other part of this class, what we ended up doing is we started in on the research, or continued on with the research with your topic that you chose. And so instead of me going over that on this video, I'm going to send you to Mrs. Othat's video because that's what she ended up doing for her whole class today. So if you go back to that quarter 3 absent work here, you're going to go click on this instruction video, and Mrs. Othat, she's working on it right now. You're going to click on this video to get those further instructions on the sense of what to do with your research and how to use your Padlet and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's what I need from you.